Hey guys, QUIGON QUASAR here, back again with another Mass Effect Andromeda video. In this video, I'm actually going to be talking about some news that's just basically come our way or come my way in terms of future Mass Effect, like updates, DLCs, the QUARIAN ARK DLC. We've got some details on that, or if it's ever happening. I'll speak more about that in a second, and just, really the future of Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, I think yesterday, prior to when I am recording this video, the Andromeda developers, or BioWare, the people behind like the Mass Effect Twitter page, wrote or shared a thing on their Twitter, basically titled it like an update from their studio. And from the get-go, like from the look of it, from the by the way, I'll link this in the description so you can take a look at it yourselves. Just from the overall look of it, I could tell it was going to be something like it was going to be like, oh yeah, well, Mass Effect Andromeda is over, and there's not going to be anything else left. There's not going to be anything else added to the game. I could tell it just sounded like that, and if you check out the link in the description, you'll see what I mean. It really does. It does not sound like a positive thing at all, and it's not really. Basically, what they've said is that there's going to be no future single-player or in-game, story content added to the game. They don't plan on making any more patches. They don't plan on making any more DLCs at all, and they just sort of gave like a paragraph or two on their website talking about this. They go into quite a lot of detail. I'm not just going to completely read it, completely just read it out to you now, but they basically say, oh yeah, we're really proud to have gone on this journey and everything, which is basically I think they're kind of annoyed because the only reason that there's not going to be any more, story DLC or anything added to the game is because of all the the stupid negative feedback that they got over, how realistic eyebrows look in the game and stuff. And that's I've said it in previously, it's going to kill the game, and it has killed the game essentially. And yeah, it has. Now, in terms of the QUARIAN ARK and like the details of the QUARIAN ARK DLC, it's not happening. There's not going to be anything added to it. There's not going to be anything for it. The way that they're continuing it is via comics and novels, which is so goddamn... Oh, it's so stupid. Like, everyone's been sat around for ages, like, oh, we can't wait until the QUARIAN ARK DLC comes out. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. And it would have been, but it's being made into a novel or a comic. And if you're like me, you're not really a fan of either of those things. Maybe the novel, but I really don't want to see Mass Effect turn into a comic. I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, this is Mass Effect, and then just reading through a comic. I'm not a comic guy, no disrespect to people that do like that. It's just not for me, and I think I'm similar to a lot of people in that respect. Like, just because you like Mass Effect doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to pick up a comic. Now, the reason that they've done this, a lot of people are like, oh, screw BioWare, screw the people that made Mass Effect Andromeda then, screw the studio that made it. Look at what they're doing to Mass Effect. But the thing is, it's not them, it's fake fans of Mass Effect Andromeda. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, very controversial videos on my channel. And it's because of all the negative feedback. Like, if you don't like, I've always said, if you didn't like the game, then don't play it. Just stop talking about how much you don't like it. Like, I saw a lot of people in the comments of the videos and my videos talking about how, well, we're wrong to like the game, and you're not allowed to like the game because the eyebrows don't look super realistic, or the lips don't perfectly sync up at certain times, or it's the faces aren't true to life, and it's really not Mass Effect was about, or what any great story-driven game is about. I've mentioned that in a few videos. I won't go into detail, but basically all of that negative hype and that bandwagon, basically, they've killed the game. I've said it was killing the game. I could tell when I made other videos. I could tell it was killing the game because the updates was getting slightly less awesome and epic. There's slightly less sort of intensity behind every update. Yeah, it started off good, and it was like, oh yeah, there's some like serious updates being added. They're trying to fix the game, and after a while, you could tell that they weren't just giving up, but their funding was being drawn away. And the reason that they're not doing the QUARIAN ARK DLC, I went off on a tangent a bit there, but the reason that they're not doing the QUARIAN ARK DLC, it's not because they don't want to. I'm sure they have a ton of employees at the company that really want to do it. I mean, it's their job and it's their passion, probably. Probably all of them do. But EA, who is their publisher, for anyone that doesn't know, is a company at the end of the day. It's going to do what will bring it money. People say that's evil, but at the end of the day, gaming industry is just built on companies that want to make money. They're just normal companies. And EA goes where the money is, like any other publisher does. There's nothing wrong with that. It's trying to make money, and it creates jobs for that. It makes money, and it furthers the gaming industry for that. There's nothing wrong with that. People say that's evil or that it's ruining the gaming industry, but that's just what it is. And because there was so much negative hype, they drew funding away. They stopped the funding, and they were like, well, no, we're not going to you know, pay to have this DLC made and created if it's not going to be bought. If it's not going to be bought, if not enough people are playing the game, then we're not going to pay to have it created, which really sucks. I think there would be a lot of people that would buy it, but the thing is, it's about like the public image of the game. If the public image isn't amazing, like for example, Battlefield 1. Let's just talk about Battlefield 1 for a second. That's an immensely popular game. It's you know, considered, and by myself included, it's considered to be one of the better or one of the best first-person shooters of sort of the last decade or so, like half a decade or so. It's a very, very good game, really awesome, and definitely one of my favorite first-person shooters. Now, because that's got so many sales, but not just because of the sales, because it's got so many sales, and it's got such a good popularity, and it's got such a really good public image. EA will, you know, put as much money into that as they need to if it's going to make them more money, and that's why that game's getting a ton of DLCs and a ton of support, and that's why it's getting more and more features and more things added to the game. It's all about the public image. It's all about how it's received, and because people were really picky about silly crap that really doesn't matter in a game, like how realistic goddamn mustaches look and how realistic the lips look. Fair enough, if that's, you know, a pet peeve of yours, fair enough, but to say that a game's bad because of that is just incredibly stupid. I've said it in my other videos, and, you know, I don't think people are real gamers. If they pick up a game and they're like, alright, how realistic do the mustaches look? That's, you're not a real gamer, in my opinion. If that's what you know, worry about when you pick up a game, and, you know, that affects your opinion of that game. But anyway, stuff like that, little, you know, pet peeves and nitpicks like that, created like this whole sort of negative public image around Mass Effect Andromeda. EA saw that, and I think it wasn't irredeemable. I think after a while, it could have been redeemed. Like Mass Effect Andromeda is a great game, and even before the DLC was really like what the hell's going on here? What? Two like glowing lights? What? That's weird. But even before like all the updates came out, I think it was still a really good game. There was some, you know, bugs and glitches and everything, but the facial animation wasn't as bad as people make out, and it's not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal originally, and without all of this, you know, all the critics on articles and stuff just complaining about a big name, you know, a big name series just to get attention. Without all of that, it would have been turned around, and we would have DLC now. So it's really down to all the critics, or the, you know, the bandwagon of hate on a game. We see it a lot in the big name games. Whenever a big name series comes out with a new game, people complain about it just for attention, really, and for clicks on the videos or on their articles. You see, I've seen tons of people doing it here on YouTube, and it just angers me. I don't even click on the videos though, because I don't want to support that kind of crap. But yeah, just summing up, there's not going to be any more patches or updates or single player content. They basically said that there's not going to be any DLC being added to the game. There isn't going to be any more patches, so nothing that fixes anything from the single player or the multiplayer. The only thing that they're going to continue to do is add like new multiplayer characters, which is awesome. I'm obviously going to cover those, so you can definitely check that out on my channel. Stick to my channel, because I'm going to be doing a ton of videos with those new characters. There's supposedly going to be like, I think like 5 or 10 new characters in the coming months or so, or weeks. Hopefully weeks. I don't want to have to wait months for more new characters. But they're going to add new characters still. They've said that they're going to do something for N7 Day. I don't know what that's going to be, but they've just sort of hinted it. They just said, I'll read it now actually, see what's in store for N7 Day. But that's quite a way away, I think. I think it's like November or something. If I've got the month wrong for N7 Day, I'm not a true Mass Effect fan at all. But I think it's November, so it's quite a while away. They've said that it's going to be new missions, multiplayer missions, which are just like different mission modifiers. I don't know if that means new maps. I don't know if that means like by multiplayer missions they mean like there's going to be new Apex missions, but also new maps. Hopefully that's the case. I would like to see some new maps, or maybe they just mean new Apex missions, which isn't that cool in my opinion. It's just different mission modifiers at the end of the day. It's cool and everything, but without a brand new map to accompany it, it's really not anything special. It's really not like, wow, it's nothing super cool, I don't think. But other than that, they've said that that's it. They're done for that. They haven't even hinted at a future Mass Effect game, which I think proves what I've said in other videos. Go check them out. I'll link them here, or have them pop up in the videos at some point. I said months ago, there's probably not going to be any DLC. I said what anyone else is saying. Like I really like predicted it, because I could see how the release of Mass Effect Andromeda, and the month after the release of Mass Effect Andromeda, it was just being strangled by these these nitpicking game critics, or so-called game critics, that is. and so-called game reviewers, but I could tell it was being killed off, and I could tell why there probably wasn't going to be any future work. And I made a few videos hoping that it would sort of put a bit of hype around, you know, DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda, and tell BioWare and EA that no, people will still buy it, like I would, and like a lot of my viewers probably would, a lot of you guys. But no, it didn't work, and it's probably not going to be, well, there isn't going to be any DLC, and I could see that probably was going to be the case. I don't know if there's going to be a future Mass Effect game or not. That I don't think there will be. It's unlikely. They haven't hinted at it. They did say at the end, we hope to see you again in the Mass Effect universe, which kind of sounds like they're kind of leaving it open to interpretation, and leaving, you know, options open maybe for a future Mass Effect game. That's basically BioWare hinting at, oh, we don't know if EA is going to let us make another Mass Effect game. So instead of, you know, saying, oh, we'll see you in the next Mass Effect game, they've just sort of said, all right, we'll see you in the next Mass Effect universe installment or whatever. Which could mean comics, it could mean novels, it could mean a poster. It could mean a poster that shows a little bit extra of the stories, and it could mean anything. So they've left it very vague on that. But like I said, I'll leave it in the description. I'll link this in the description. Check it out. Really check it out, because I haven't covered everything. I've covered all the major parts, and I've covered all like the points and everything that you should know. But if you want to see like the whole elaboration, like the whole 2 or 3 paragraphs in it, check it out in the description. Or just check out the Twitter if you don't, for some reason, don't want to go down in the description of my video. Check out the Twitter, and you should see it there. It's sad, it's really sad news, but I'm going to continue playing it. I'm definitely going to cover all of the new characters and everything. I'm just going to continue playing this game. It's awesome, I love it. I'm definitely going to play it, and in my opinion, it is epic. It's so goddamn cool. So I'm definitely going to continue playing it and continue doing videos in it. So worry not, I'm definitely going to stick with it. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys find it informative or enjoyable at all, leave a like. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. If you want to see any more of my videos, definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.